This is going to be a position I'm going to start to work on endurance of the muscles in the front of my neck. We typically term your deep neck flexors. So with this, I just want to make sure that as I start to go through this motion, I'm usually going to want to try and compensate. And either my head will want to jut forward, or I'll start to feel like as I lose control, my chin will start to drift away from my throat. So I want to make sure I maintain this tuck. Some people who have tightness, especially in their upper back, as they lay flat, they may start off with their head kind of like this. And those people are going to need to start with their head up on a little bit of an elevated surface, right? So if I have like a small towel, or I'm just using my fist to show you, I may have an easier time getting the correct position versus if I lay back and my chin's already like this, I may not be able to get it there, right? So if I need to, I start with a small towel, or I'm just using my fist for convenience here, right? And I'm going to lightly tuck my chin, and I want to see if I can maintain this tuck and just start to de-weight my head from my fist. Still touching, it's still contacting my hand, because I want to make sure I can maintain this. I don't need to lift up really high. It's more about just this tuck of the chin. I feel the base of my skull lift a little bit upward, and I'm just de-weighting it barely from my fist. Now ideally I wouldn't use my fist, right? I'd have a towel or a small pillow there. But if I don't need any of that, let's say I have really good neck mobility, which is kind of rare, or upper thoracic mobility, and I can lay flat, I would do the same thing. I think actually about not shrugging my shoulders up. So I want to keep my shoulders a little bit down and back. I would even press down lightly into the floor. And I'll create that same tuck of the chin, and I'll just barely lift my head off the floor. I can still feel the ends of the tips of my hair touching the floor. And I'm maintaining this retraction of my chin, and I'm just ever so slightly de-weighting my head. And you'll feel your head shake and quiver a little bit. You just want to keep tabs that this doesn't start to drift away, especially as this gets tiring, because it is more of a challenge than you would think. So just the quick little steps of making sure that I'm in a height that I feel is most comfortable for my head, making sure that I'm able to maintain or feel this tuck of my chin and the base of my skull lift upward, right? And then I think about the positioning of my shoulders being a little bit back and down into the floor. Along with this, my back may want to arch, and I want to think about trying to keep my ribs down, so I know it's a lot to think about. And then see, can I just barely de-weight my head? Holding somewhere in the minimum of 5 to 10 seconds, gradually working up the time. Maybe starting off with short increments, so I don't feel like I'm holding for a long period but losing my form. But a great endurance exercise for your neck that has a lot of great research to support it for neck pain.